Welcome to the Mega Reserve. I'm Cody, and this is
Dylan.
And today we're going to be sorting through our inventory, determining card prices for our very first card show on July 11th. All right, guys, so we wanted to kind of take a break from comping cards really quick. We've actually each made it through 2 ETB full, so you haven't necessarily seen the full process that we've gone through. Dylan's swiping through right now on, on his, or one of the lists that he made for Galarian Gallery, right? And so you're able to see some of the cards that are on there. You're able to see the price. Basically everything that we have is near mint, right? Is packed fresh. We put it in sleeves, top loaders, and whatnot. So things that we like, right? Obviously it is putting all of the information in here and we're able to see it, right? And then when we're going through it and whatnot, we're able to dictate, are we going to put this in a binder? If we're going to put it in a binder, are we going to put it in a $15 binder, a $5 binder, $10 binder, whatever it may be, or the case. Now, where we've had some difficulties, and it might not show up on the time lapse, is sometimes the scanner, actually more often than not, doesn't read too well. It really depends on the type of foil that you have there. Like it was really struggling with gold cards. It's really been struggling with full art cards. So it is definitely something that probably needs some improvement. And maybe it's just our lighting. Maybe it's something that we're dealing with. I'm not sure, but we have pretty new iPhones. So I don't think it's necessarily our phones or the cameras. But there are some difficulties. So, be aware of that.
Why don't we really quickly, I'll kind of show you guys what that looks like while I have the screen recording up so you guys can kind of see. So I'm going to do, let me just pull out a card. So you do scan, and then you can, typically there should be a box. Like you kind of saw that box. So then sometimes it'll ask you to pop up which one it is.
Or is it out of 108?
I think it's out of 108. So yeah. So we'll do that. So then that adds it to the set, or adds it to this list, and then that's pretty much it. Like you just kind of keep flying through. It's not always perfect. Like the TCG app is probably not as good as some of the other apps that we've kind of seen, but I mean it does a pretty good job, and it's like market price, and a lot of people use TCG players, so I figured let's give it a shot.
Yeah, so one of the other apps that we're actually going to try and take a look at, and we're considering getting the pro membership, is Deck Trader. And so basically what that app does is it actually keeps track of your inventory, and the pricing is basically live. Like it's updating all the time. I think it's using an AI automation where it's sorting through TCG Player, eBay, stuff like that, and being able to dictate what the price is basically up to date. So that's something that we're going to look at. We're kind of doing this right now as kind of test it out type of theory, whatnot. So we're going to go ahead and get back to comping some cards. We're going to finish off with a little bit of a time lapse. So if you guys do see a struggle or whatnot, it might show up in the time lapse or not. But we're going to get back to it, and then we'll see you guys after the fact. All right, so we just kind of wanted to, share our thoughts and go over some stuff. So, basically, again, the app really wasn't working perfectly in its scan feature. I don't know if TCG Player has any plans to update this or what they're going to do to make it better. Yeah. But we did find that there was a struggle.
So early on, I was going through non-textured cards. That's where it feels like it's certainly having the issues, is with the textured cards. Because the other ones I was flying through, and then Cody at the end was going through promos and other ones that were non-textured, and he was flying through. So textured cards it almost just does not even track it at all, which definitely slows the process down quite a bit. And it was getting a little bit frustrating, where I'm hoping if maybe we try some of the other apps, maybe they work a little bit better.
Yeah, and then I think the overall thing that people really want to know is basically how much inventory do we have, right? And so this isn't necessarily everything that we're going to bring to the show, right? So I think I mentioned early on, or maybe in a different clip that we cut out, but we basically collected almost every illustration rare and SIR from Scarlet and Violet base all the way up to Stellar Crown, and then we kind of got out of the hobby, and then we've recently got back into it probably in about March or April, right? So yeah, so overall, Basically our grand total with our inventory just from these cards that we comped out today is $11,316.31. So, some good stuff that we have on there. There's the Brilliant Stars Charizard, there's the Mewtwo V-Star, we have a couple of those from Crown Zenith, we have 3 Greyfeld Hat Pikachus, so those add a lot of value, plus illustration rares and SIRs, they add up quite a bit. So, I would say, you kind of have probably a rough idea with how much we have in the IRs and SIRs that aren't even accounting for here. And then we even have a separate ETB somewhere along the lines of cards. I think it's over there somewhere, of cards that we're going to get graded. So there's even more value there, right? So in terms of singles, we probably have, I don't know, I would say probably roughly $20,000 to $25,000 worth. And then
if not, maybe a little bit more.
And then sealed product, we're going to be bringing a lot of that to the show, so that's definitely something to look out for. A lot of it is Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer boxes, right? We have some booster boxes, collection boxes, tins, stuff like that. So, and then we have a variety of packs. So at the end of the day, we're going to have a significant inventory to bring, and we're looking to make deals with you guys. Obviously, all of this is starting out coming from our personal collection, or the things that we've amassed over years of collecting, right? This is more than a hobby, this is a lifestyle for us. So yeah, we're just looking to get out there, meet you guys, make some deals, and hopefully our cards, find a way into your collection, and they, definitely help some people out, finishing that out, or their inspiration in some sort of way, right?
Our first show is going to be July 11th at the Westminster Mall. I believe it runs from 9 to 5.
9 to 4.
9 to 4. And then, my one thing is, I do want to state, you don't necessarily need all of this to start. We're just kind of showing you guys, what our journey was, and kind of, things we're pulling out of our personal collection. But I don't think you necessarily need all of this to start. I mean, there's so many other examples around where you can just buy someone's collection, from Facebook Marketplace. There's definitely other options than starting with everything that we have.
I think for us, it was really just a matter of the timing of it, right? Because the market is where it's at, right? And so it's almost how can we pass up on, taking advantage of where the market's at, and, trying to use this as additional income, and being able to, feed our, personal collections and the things that we like to collect, right? So, it's that. Obviously, we both work full-time jobs, and we're going to have to be giving, part of ourselves up on our weekends and evenings like this to be able to comp cards out, or to be at the card shows. If we do make deals on Facebook Marketplace, having to go pick those up, sometime during the week and whatnot. So that's definitely something that goes into all of this, and it's just something where we're at the point in our lives where we're just ready to kind of take that on and see what it can do for us.
I just think, this is going to be an experience for us. We hope you guys enjoy the ride with us. We're going to be doing YouTube, TikTok, probably Instagram. We're going to be posting everywhere, shorts and full-length videos. So, definitely check those out. Don't forget to give us a like, comment, and subscribe, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, I just want to say welcome to the Mega Reserve. We look forward to meeting you guys and working with you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one.